Hello. Okay, so this is a walkthrough of MailChimp and kind of what I've been doing thus far. So essentially, couple weeks before the Friday that we want to send it out, usually you can check Planner for topics that Dr. Brewer has posted. You can go to the TKU intranet. Update Zoom, not now. Okay, go to Planner. And you will need to be added to the faculty newsletter group. We call it the faculty newsletter / Spirit Form Voice. You can go to, say, like, for example, April, we just had the one topic here. You can add suggestions by adding a task or contact via Teams. So this is essentially just the main portal that we communicate through. Usually there's a list of like 5 topics. As you work through them, you can click on it and update the progress. So usually if it's something that was just posted by Dr. Brewer, it'll say not started. And then if I have seen it or if I have put in to MailChimp kind of like a draft, but I haven't fully sent it or fully documented it, then I'll just do in progress. If it is completely done, you can do completed. It'll scratch it off, but you will not be able to see it on here if it's completed, only if it's not started or in progress. So you can go back and change it at any time. It usually has a priority. Sometimes it has words that he may have already suggested to articulate, but this is where we get our ideas. Other than that, just asking around the office. Sometimes we'll contact certain faculty if we know that they've written an article recently or whatnot. And sometimes they'll come to us with ideas, which is great. Sometimes it's helpful to reach out to maybe registrar's office or even admissions for important dates that they want to share with faculty, or even marketing with some of the, which is it called? Their campaign stuff. So go to MailChimp. The username and password, we use Dr. Eugene Saunders. Password here. Keep me logged in. So it is set to every 2 weeks or so. You have to automatically re-log in and set up a phone, like send it an SMS verification. So right now the SMS verification, like I have it set to my phone, it'll send Dr. Brewer an email that says somebody's logged in, but I can just go right in that way. So you can always adjust that in the settings. So we'll log in here. Is it going to have me verify? Oh, look at this. Perfect example. Send verification code. So this is my phone number here. Verification phone code. I just received it. And it is 321-313. Skip this for 2 weeks. Log in. And here we are. There's lots to explore here, and I'm sure that there's a great like YouTube video or something that can explain all of these different things. But essentially all I really have to focus on are campaigns. Campaign is the word that they use for kind of like one big group email. So I go to all campaigns. And if I'm starting a new one, so let's pretend that I want to do May, even though we're already through May. Instead of having to create one from scratch, the next best thing to do is to replicate right here. And it will make an absolute duplicate copy of the last one. So now it makes the duplicate, you can tell because it says copy 1, and you can edit the name. So instead of April edition, I would say May edition, and immediately I can kind of help separate those out. You always want to change the subject too, because it says April here as well, and we want to get rid of that. So we're going to edit the subject, change that to say May. Save. There we go. From, you are going to want to go in and edit the from, obviously, so that's not from my email. It can be from, say, Dr. Brewer or whoever is best suited for that. Now this is the email. So we'll edit the design for the whole thing. Gotta love TKU's Wi-Fi. Okay, here we go. So you're gonna automatically see all of these things. And honestly, you can ignore them for the most part. All you have to do is click on this main body here. If for some reason you decide to change graphics or everything, awesome. You can do the little pencil. This is pencil and paper edit block. You can do that. But we're just gonna do it here. You can click anywhere. So we're just gonna click there. And this is where you actually write. So in this little section on the right-hand side is where you'll actually type changes, make changes. This is just to look at, and it'll slowly reflect those changes in here. So let's say we wanted to change this, the gala passed, but let's say there's like a new student orientation or something. Oops. Gotta make sure it's caps locked. So on. And then this is just one tip that I use, you don't have to do it this way, but if I at least write in the topics, but I haven't figured out how I want to word it, then I just do something that draws attention to say, oh, it's not done. And then once I tweak up all the words, I go back and remove those so I know that it's done. Whatever system works best for you, go for it. These are general topics and announcements. Academic highlights are for we always do a meet our faculty. I'm trying to think if we had a few lined up. I think Dr. Nicoletti was one of the people that we've reached out to but hasn't sent in a video. We try to do a different faculty member every month that they do just a 3 to 5 minute video sharing about who they are, what they do at TKU, how long they've been here, and so on. We ask faculty like once a month or so if they have done any fun works or things to highlight. So we'll throw those in here. And the academic award recipient for the most recent Academic Friday. And then this is kind of one that never changes, but do make sure that you change the name here for any future publications. So let's just say we've made all of our edits. Awesome, looks good here. Next, we're going to scroll down to the next block, and these are the only two that you'll edit. But using a critical dates sheet that you can find on the TKU intranet on the faculty page, you'll use those important dates along with any that, like sometimes it helps to just teams, maybe like student development team, campus life, or registrar. Sometimes they have important dates that they want to throw in here as well. So it never hurts to teams and just say, hey, what do you got? But you'll type all of those in here, make sure those are updated. We'll pretend that they are. Lovely. And you can continue. Maybe later. We don't really want that. Okay. Hooray, now it takes us back to this front page. Usually I'll send about 2 to 3 different working samples to Dr. Brewer as the editing process goes through. So let's say that we want this to go out, I'm just gonna make up a fake date, like Friday, May 1st. Then the Monday before that Friday is when I send out the test email. So you just send a test email. It automatically pulls up Dr. Brewer's email and you can send it and it'll go right to his inbox. Just like that. And if he doesn't get to it for a few days, I'll usually Teams and just check in, but he's usually pretty prompt. So that is MailChimp. And the planner, Microsoft Planner on the intranet is where you get the ideas. MailChimp, which I think is just MailChimp.com. Use the login, and that's the only secondary thing that you need to know. And I think that is it. If you have any questions, you're welcome to reach out to Dr. Brewer. If it's about any of the content creation and as far as like, oh, here's a good thing to know. If we were to go in here, oh, touched the wrong thing. Not bad. Edit. Okay, there we go. So in order, if you wanted to, one thing, if you can copy and add a new section, sometimes the font will get all funky. If you copy and paste, it's usually fine. If for some weird reason this gets super big or this doesn't, just make sure that you look at this before, like just to proofread it. Sometimes the font will be super large here and super small here. So if that ever happens, you can just highlight, go to font size, make sure that it's all matching. So for example, I just changed it to 14 and now this looks super big over here. So just be careful about that. I think everything, what size is everything? It's a great question. Not that. Well, my bad. I touched things and started messing with. There we go. Okay, we're back. Back to 14. If you want to add a link, so say, let's see, where does this link even go? You can copy link address. We're going to use it just for an example. If I wanted to add one here, then I'll do the words here. You would highlight it, and then you would go to this little link button up here. And then you can copy and paste. Paste that there, insert, and that adds a link into there. So other than that, I think those are the main functions. Other than that, you can do font is always on default. Try not to touch it. Otherwise, you'll have to just make up a whole new font for the whole thing. I always had kind of some hiccups with that. But other than that, you're good to go. And that is MailChimp. So thank you very much for watching. Oh, I totally thought I stopped this.